Welcome to Trustbusters, where we bust bad estate plans before they destroy family legacies. I'm Rilus Dana, and in this episode, we're continuing where we left off with our sample clients Jack Newton and his wife, Mrs. Jack. In episode 1, you saw how the Maat Legal team used the pill method to qualify their inquiry and help them complete their personal inventory. Now it's almost time for their personal family legal session, which is the attorney meeting. But before I ever meet with the clients, our Maat Legal team has a personal inventory review meeting. This is done either by Zoom or by phone, and it's to make sure that the client's information is complete and that they can waive that $500 fee. During that time, the intake team helps them add any missing accounts, confirms that we have everything that we need to have a productive meeting, and then once the inventory is finalized, they quote our fees, or they let them know what they can expect in that meeting, but make it clear that the attorney is the one that's going to quote the fee. Now, before I go into that meeting, I can see the notes. I can see how they reacted to the fee quotes and any notes that I need that will help me prepare for that meeting. So when I get into that meeting, I start with the personal family or with the personal inventory. So usually I like to start with their personal information, if they're married, how long they've been married for. Sometimes they don't fill that out, so I'll ask them the question and fill it out then. Ask them about their kids, get an idea how old the kids are, if they're married, divorced. If they're married, I like to ask if we like their spouse. Do they have any kids? And then I can leave any notes down here if we need to about the kids. Then look at their assets, and then I like to ask them what was their reason for coming in? What was their motivation? Usually they say something like they want to avoid probate, or maybe their financial advisor told them they should come in, or maybe they don't know, so I can make recommendations here. But usually I start with probate, explain what that is, the basics of a trust, and then I can go through the type of trust that I recommend for them, whether that's a single trust, or if it's a married couple, continuation trust, or I have a lot of clients that get married later in life, or sometimes siblings where they buy houses together. So I'll do a 2 single trust with life estates. And then we can also get into a dynasty trust here. I can show them the protections of a dynasty trust, how that'll give more power to the kids. Then usually they ask, well, how much is this? Or if they don't, what I do next, before I show them the fee schedule, I like to review the timeline. So personal family legal session, this is our process design. So I make it clear that before I quote a fee, I want to show them the process. And if they're ready to get started, I can ask for a deposit of half. And then we'll get started designing their plan right then. Then they'll have a chance to approve the drafting instructions. Once they do that, we'll have the review meeting, and then we'll have a funding meeting, and then the delivery meeting. So once we go over all of that, usually they're ready to go, pay a fee, and then we move on to the next step. So the next video, I'll show you what happens after they close and pay the fee. I'll show you how we collect the drafting instructions and how the client reviews the information before the drafting even begins. I'm Rilus Dana with Maat Legal. We don't just write trusts, we bust bad ones. Visit maatlegal.com to learn more.